Hello, everybody. Welcome to coverage of the Gen Con 2025 Into the Accordlands Sealed Plus event. Chris Nirvana here. I was able to bring my GoPro to Gen Con and record some of my own matches, but also some matches of other people as well. So, not all the games that I'm going to be doing commentaries for will be just my own. My goal was to get some diversity in faction coverage, so I got at least every faction once. And spoiler alert, I didn't do too good in these. I went pretty average. In one event, I went 1 and 2, and the other one I went 2 and 2. Theoretically, with 2 losses, I wasn't eliminated, but with Gen Con being there and so many other things to do, I decided, yeah, I need the time because I had a packed schedule. So we didn't do too great, but we got some good footage, and that's what I'm here to do. So what we have here, I'm on the right running Gaunt. I was able to get the Mercenary with the first sealed. Also, I'm going to be able to pull up some. We're not doing this. This isn't like high production value here, though, as we know. But there you go. In case you're able to see, Gaunt. This is the Warlord I was picked. This is the Merc deck, basically. Run to the front, do a whole bunch of melee strikes, use a lot of tentacles, weird tentacle monster. That's what we got there. But on the left, run by Caleb from the Minnesota meta, we have Tazian Dithanis. So I'll pull Tazian up. I'm sure everybody's seen her by now, but just in case you haven't, Tazian Dithanis, the Elf Necromancer, 2 melee strikes. Spoiler alert, this is the second warlord I got in the second sealed event. So I ran both these warlords during Gen Con. Had a lot of fun playing with them. They are on the, I would say, mid to lower tier power level in all the decks. And, I'll let you all be the judge of that once you get to it. But it was great to play against Caleb. When I asked, hey, are you okay with me recording? He's like, I'm not going to be in it. My voice not going to be in it. Like, yeah, I'm like, no, you're good. I mean, I like the camera will not be on your face. He's like, all right, cool. So he's just going by Caleb right now. We're not even gonna use his last name, but he's a little nervous. He's like, I'm really excited that the game's coming back. I haven't played it forever, so I know the rules of the game, but let's go for it. So here we go. We're getting ready to start, but you know what? Like Caleb shouldn't be like worried about that. I think a lot of people are in that same boat, and frankly, I think all of the current players right now love that because it's more people coming to our game. Happy to see a bunch of old heads come back, and they're like, hey, I'm looking to dive back in, looking to have some fun. Let's roll some dice, and willing to just dive into it. So kudos to Caleb on that. So taking a look at this, Elves versus Mercenaries. Merc's got some Brine Fiend starts, which are good. You'd probably want Troged instead of Gaunt. Probably want Trogeds instead of Brine Fiends if you pull them in the pack for Gaunt, but you don't. And then we have Jiggerol and Graveyard Librarian on the side there. But I'm going to get to my second rank because one of them is a newer card. So one of them is Tyron Ruskin, which I think most people who have played this game know Tyron Ruskin's been around the block for a while. But the newer card that is right there, the Shambling Horror, very interesting mercenary character. He has reach, so he lets you essentially do a +3 melee strike, a range strike, and he banishes instead of when he kills, instead of going to discard. If you haven't noticed, my chair is like all of a sudden getting thrown off. It's supposed to be locked in the back, and that's why you see me fidgeting over here. But don't worry, we're safe. So right now we're just kind of exchanging initial strikes. Tyron Ruskin was able to take the wound from the Shambling Horror, and now the Horror is able to swing back, take out a Jiggerol. You'll notice the dice I'm using are the solid white with black lettering. Those came standard in every one of the decks, and I think you'll see in this matchup, but they roll like absolute trash. Don't use them. Please use your own dice unless you don't believe in superstition. then sure, don't worry about it. But so we got to see how this matchup goes. And generally I felt pretty confident. Caleb sitting here, he's still kind of like one of his cards. Magic Missiles is an iconic one. But just kind of taking a look at how he wants to approach this. What does he think I'm going to do? So taking time to really think of it. I think Caleb's got a pretty good hand. He's trying to fireball though. um, thinking that actions work like they do items, where you add the ranks, you add the rank to the current level, and that's how you get it. But just having to tell that he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna fireball with Tazian and shoot my own guys, but he's got a riding horse in there. So what he should be doing is putting the riding horse on Tazian, going up, and then dropping the Lord assassin over there. Let me actually get the assassin up, because that's a pretty cool. Oh, so I think it's Lord Assailant. Never mind, I said things wrong. Why are you? Why did? Okay, there we go. All of a sudden, my keyboard stopped working. Oh, Lord Assailant, can't pull it up. Doesn't have the image on the Accordlands. Sorry, guys. The Accordlands is a little funky right now. Josh is currently working on it, but Lord's Assailant is a level 3 character that journeys anytime a wizard casts a spell, not once per turn, 2 HP, 2 strike character. So what he should be doing is, keep going with these strikes right here, just trying to put wounds on my characters, put pressure on me. But riding horse and Tazian up, then shoot either that fireball or magic missiles, and that's what it is. But me right now, I'm trying to set up, and obviously I'm saying this just because you can see Caleb's hand, or alternatively, he's got the Golden Grove Mage. You can also go up with that and then shoot the fireball. So he's got a few options, and here he goes. He drops the Golden Grove, which is a newer one as well. Let's see. Do we have Golden Boy? No, not when I spell golden wrong, we don't. All right, we do got it. So you'll all be able to see the Golden Grove Mage has a limited order to do, DC check or make a character suffer a wound. So DC 14 with his 5 skill. Really solid character. And the deck plays well to it. And here he goes. He's going with the riding horse there, and then this is how he'll be able to get his actions up there. Meanwhile, I'm just kind of solidifying my ranks. I played a Starcaller and I played a Blitzer. I think everybody knows who Blitzer is. Let's show everybody the Starbinder, not a Starcaller. This was a nifty little character that I got 4 copies of out of Gaunt. I was very happy. Basically, after a target character moves, you give them either 3 attack or AC until the end of turn. So my whole deck is built around having a whole bunch of these, dropping them in play, and then Alarin doing his little dancey dance, getting the attack that he needs for his strikes, getting AC to kind of protect himself. But that's what we're going with here. I didn't really get too much in my packs to kind of support this deck, and that was the only unfortunate thing. I pulled a bunch of dragons that were in different factions. I pulled some cleric actions that nobody could cast. So didn't really get much help out of my packs here. I'm almost running I think 3 cards difference of an actual starter deck, but seen some 20s come from the Golden Grove, so my guys are there. But Cloud Racer on Alarin Gaunt, that is about as good of a situation as you can ever hope for. So backed by a 3 HP Blitzer and the Starbinder, I am feeling really good right now. So for those who don't know, Cloud Racer is Alarin Gaunt's best friend, because every card in your hand becomes discard a card journey, which will help you get as many strikes off as possible. So here we have Caleb, though. Golden Grove, instead of the fireball, he's opting to go with magic missiles, trying to clean up some Brine Fiends. So he has more confidence in his rolls than me rolling a DC 9. So I can totally see that. And then he's able to also double up the last 2 missiles on 1 target. So theoretically, he's going to have 3 wounds. But I think once Blitzer came up, he's like, starts getting tunnel vision, wants to go for him. But that was 7. Will miss the Brine Fiend, and then 60. Then he changed back to Brine Fiend and would have hit Blitzer. So instead, wounds there. And then my Warlord's getting ready to come here. My little Starbinder. They give me a little boost. Selecting 3 attack just so I can hit some jigger rolls. But Caleb taking a look at this character, being like, what does this do? All right, he's going to put him into play. So I think he realizes too, should have put this guy into play and then magic missile. And then that little assailant would have been in rank 2. But again, once you're learning these cards, you don't really know what's going on. It's easy to make miss these kind of things. So here we go. We got Aaron Gaunt coming to the front, reacting, and performing a melee strike at a jigger roll and taking him out. And still in the front with 3 strikes ready to go against these little 1 HP Elves. So looking pretty good for about as good a hand as Gaunt could hope for here in game 1. Tazian's still not out of it, though. On the back foot, still has the order on Tazian that can do 2+3 range strikes after removing characters, and that's what Caleb moves Tazian into position 4. My Warlord, though, is waiting after he's doing so. My Warlord is waiting to play a cunning shot on his. So let's bring up cunning shot so everybody can see. I love this card. This is an older card too, so people should know it. But little cunning shot +4. Ooh, wait. So I rolled a 12. I didn't want to hide the roll, so 12 hits Tazian. She comes up to the front rank, and my Warlord sitting there saying hello. So +4, that does not inflict wounds. If the strike hits, spend the target and move them forward. You don't have to spend them in order to play it, but you don't have to move them forward to play it as well. So really great card in limited. And right here is kind of setting me up for as good a situation. All I got to do is just go hit, or hit, and that's all she wrote. So Caleb's sitting here like, well, might as well shoot out those back ranks just in case your little tentacle monster starts whiffing on me. So he's taking some shots here, trying to figure out who he wants to go at. He's asking me some questions. And he's going to opt to go for Tyron Ruskin, I think. Yeah. And then he's still kind of like reading the ability, making sure he's playing it right. Same with me. It's like, wait, what does this chick do? And the roll comes out, snipes out Tyrant Ruskin. Next one going on the Shambling Horror. It's a little off screen, but it looks like a miss. So then I go to try and finish the job. So here we go. First strike, +8. That'll hit. Second strike, +6. We cannot see what that is, but it looks like a hit. And then the third strike will whiff. So not enough, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Move my characters up, and then we move on to turn 2. So this Aaron Gaunt deck again has a lot of tricks like that. I did get, in addition to Cunning Shot, there is a card in the set that is meant for suit tech, and I will pull it up, but anybody can use it. It is the Viscous Goo. So suit techs perform it without spending, but spend order, perform a +5 strike that stuns instead of wounds. Fantastic card and limited. It can flat out win you matches. I have that floating around in my decks too. I was very excited about that. So between the goo and the cunning shots, I thought I had enough tricks here. But we'll see in other matches just how things. Well, I played against a Nothrog, and I also played against a Deveranian. The Deveranian will cover here. The Nothrog I did not cover because I covered a different game at the time. But against the Nothrog, it was a lot of ones. It was not good. And I shot that Viscous Goo, and I shot those cunning shots. And I think I went like 1 for 5, and it was not good. But if you hit that, then those games are over. But here we go. So Caleb wins initiative in this. Tazian retreats back with 2 wounds, seeing no range strikes until worrying next turn with Blitzer. So part of me was kind of like, do I just get the shambling card to the front and put more pressure on it? But I decided I think I have enough strikes that I could clear out his ranks and bring him forward the old-fashioned way. And if anything, just take strikes off the board, just so it's less dangerous when we do it that way. And now he's got to decide, does he want the assailant or the Golden Grove to fall? Excuse me. I am recording this late at night, folks. And it's the post-Gen Con tired. I am not bored by this match. It is... Hopefully I didn't make you all yawn. Apologize for that. But that's the thing about doing these one-take videos. When this happens, nothing you can do. So Caleb goes and uses Tazian's order. Got to remove 2 characters. Doesn't matter from where, as long as there's 2 in any combination of the graveyards. And let's just shoot your Warlord, he says. Almost had the 15. Got a lucky bounce there. The 5 will miss. And then rolling something off camera, but we see a little wound token come off me. Shout out to Powerful Mages, good old Aaron, for those tokens. And I decide maybe I don't need to be in the line of fire just yet. Let me go back and use the Star Binder to get 3 AC. Looking at his hand, it looks like I made the right decision, because you could see a Shadow Bolts coming from the Golden Grove Mage for 2 +4 strikes. That could just be a hit and you're dead. And that's the risk that you take in limited with Howler and Gaunt and no protection. The only protection that is in that deck is dupe, and that's only for melee strikes, so it doesn't help out in when elves are shooting at you. Plus, worst case scenario, I got Blitzer back there. But Caleb thinking out his moves, trying to see what he wants to do. That's right, folks. We got Nirvana Tool branded cups. Not available for purchase, of course. But I did want to flex on everybody. What's the sense of being pompous if you can't act it? So Caleb's sitting here trying to figure out what he wants to do. Settles on the order from the Golden Grove Sage, DC 14 on the Brine Fiend. And that Brine Fiend reminds him he rolls 20s, baby. No way is that Brine Fiend going down from a DC check. Get out of here. Doesn't matter what your skill is. And now the Brine Fiend is looking for blood. So trying to take out a Graveyard Librarian, rolls off camera, and since nobody's moving, you should know the result was not quality. So now back over to Caleb as he thinks out his plays, thinks about what he can do. Now, mind you, this is just a little while ago, he was on death's door sitting in the front rank, but he's going to use Shadow Bolts with the Golden Grove Sage. Take some 2 shots here. So instead of waiting for me to come back up, he's decided I'm going to start just clearing out some guys. So +4 starting us off, going at the Brine Fiend. And get some. Then he's got to choose the next one. Going for the Shambling Horror. Trying to shrink my ranks. 9, it won't do it. 11 AC is too strong. And then, oh, this is a good card we can find. So Aaron Gaunt's equipping a Gap Finder. Let's get that card up here for you all. Let's see. Level 4 Rogue Weapon. It gives you +5 attack whenever you are performing a melee strike against a spent character. So it's essentially, it's a Black Steel Dagger without the additional wound. Though there is a rare item in the deck that gives you dual wield and lets you inflict additional wounds if you have a second weapon. So you just got to work hard to get that Black Steel Dagger back. But you can theoretically feel that power into the Accordlands. You just need a little bit more cards. So, but still, Gap Finder very good, especially against his army right now. And then I drop a second Star Binder. Caleb's still reading the spell in his hand and is eventually going to play it. Let's pop it up for everybody. Good old Flame Lance. Come on. Where'd it go? There it goes. Flame Lance. So, can't reduce the wounds. Order for a +5 or spend order +5 that inflicts 2 wounds. Super solid card. Always love cards with utility, but not being able to be healed, while not wounds are on there, but can't be reduced while you're performing the action. Super quality card. I think we'll see a lot of this. I think it'll be a staple in a lot of decks. So it comes in the Tazian deck. So very good there. Brian Fiend was the one who took the wound from there, and now he's going to try and swing at the librarian but miss. And then I just put the token on Tazian just to remember that she can't throw corpses at me. Golden Grove comes down, and I drop Sturgis. There we go. Everyone's favorite bat, Bloodsuckers. So with my 7 AC and 0 attack, I take a swing at a librarian, and I hit with a 19. So I react and get another strike. So after he fixes ranks, I was ready to go. I was like, I'm going for the librarian anyway. I don't want him shooting in the back. The roll looked pretty high, even though you couldn't see it on camera. So down goes 2 characters. Hitting twice with surges always feels good. But even with all this, I haven't been able to do too much damage to Caleb's ranks. Once again, I apologize. This is going to happen, guys. When you go through all of Gen Con and you average like 3 hours of sleep a night, it's just, and you get to be as old as me, your body gets worn down. So you get to be a little bit tired. All right, let's see. Rapid dash is what my Warlord is trying to do. I will show everybody because that's one of the new nifty roll orders. So with this order, depending on the results of the roll, you get to either journey in performance order, or move to the front rank of any formation and gain stealth plus 10 to the end of the turn. So I was hoping to roll that 20, jump to his front rank and swing at Tazian with my react instead. Journey to my own front rank, roll a 2 on the strike that I'm going at, but it is going to hit because I got a lot of bonuses. 5 from the gap finder, 5 base, and an extra 1 from the gap finder. So plus 11s, 13 will hit both of those characters up there. But Rapid Dash, not just a Pokemon, but a very good card in Warlord. Mistress Alondra from back in the day comes in, and my Warlord decide, hey, it's time to hit 3 times. So there's 1 for the assailant. I think that was a 1. There's a second 1 on my strikes, and then my third strike is yet another 1. 3 1s in a row. And those are all almost anything but 1s. But if I hit all 3 of those strikes, I would have had him stunned up, and that doesn't work. So I just got another gap finder to the Cloud Racer and run away. After seeing all those 1s, it was very heartbreaking. And we move on to turn 3. So from almost winning turn 1 to struggling to stay alive, this is what made the Gaunt deck challenging to play. It is very powerful. It has a lot of synergy. It's really cool. And if you love Mercenaries, you definitely should pick that one. But he's a little risky. You could use a little bit more protection. So once again, there's the 4th one in a row. This is why you should not use those dice. 4 1s in a row. I remember seeing this like, you kidding me? Like, how? And it wasn't from the same dice either. It was because I had 2 of those or 3 of those white dice, and they just did not roll very good at all. But that's one of those situations you look back, how? Statistically speaking. But Caleb will lead us off with his 3 initiative. 3 is very good. So Lord Assailant, let's start taking out some guys. He's going for Sturgis. Boom. I fix my Starbinder. Oh, he's saying needs to get off the board, and he does. So Have my ranks held by Blitzer, but I'm okay because it's Blitzer. So Blitzer decides he's going to do a melee strike at the Warlord, +6. Because Blitzer's got that extra reach there. So we roll it up, hope it's not a 1. It is not a 1, it is a 9. That should hit for 2 wounds. And Halloran gone, despite rolling 4 ones in a row. Does not roll a 5th one and hits Tazian for the win. So game 1 goes to me. Now we got to set up. So hopefully you guys enjoy these kind of commentary videos. I know I've heard a lot of people say they want these kind of videos to come back. Of course, we need in-person Warlord for these things to happen. But if you like any of my other content as well, like the online tournaments, we will have at the as I'm recording this video, we're on the verge of having August's online video start. So sorry, online video. Wow, online Discord tournament start. We're running Ancients, but also we'll be doing a World Championship tournament in September. So highly encourage you all to start participating there. And I know eventually the plan is to get all of the Saga cards onto Untap and then start running Saga format events. So all of the Into the Accordlands are pretty much there already. And then we get to start playing with some new cards in this new format. So if Ancients is very intimidating to you as a newer player, that'll be the perfect time to get involved. So start fiddling around with Untap, start asking questions, start hitting the people up on Discord saying like, hey, I'm very interested in playing, and you will find yourself welcomed. There's a lot of people who love just grinding games and will happily take time out of their day, play a game with you, show you the ropes of how to use that software. And it's a good time. I know sometimes Untap breaks a little bit because the server is held together by rubber bands and paper clips, but it's a free way to play online, and when it works, it's beautiful. But either way, hopefully you'll join us, and that's the little commercial break here as we start game 2. So rolling some initiatives. The hot dice of my 2 start is still there. And action is over to Caleb, who's taking a look at a handful of a bunch of wizard stuff. So I'm reading this new elf in his hand. I do like that his hand is visible to the camera, though. Look at me being very sneaky, hiding my stuff. Don't want anybody peeking. But I'll get some of these. I gotta remember what that. So he starts off with Jiggerel, trying to go. I think he realized, like, let me go for Tyron Ruskin just to kind of wound him and get something on the board, which he does hit. And then I'm just going to leave with the shambling. No, I decided not to leave with the shambling because Tyron's still standing. Let me try with a Brian on a Jigger roll and get a good roll. So that's what we did. Sorry, I'm just trying to get some other stuff ready to go. The other Jigger roll comes back, snipes out that Tyron Ruskin, so he's done for. And now, no matter what character I kill, I'm just trying to get that Graveyard Librarian up the front spent. So I use the Shambling Horror, hit the Jigger roll, and basically force him to lose a strike. And in a limited format, in something like this, it is about action economy and card economy. So if you can kill one character, but in the process of that, not only kill that character, but force a character who can perform a strike to fall forward and thus not be able to perform their strike, you are in a better position. So Caleb's got 2 characters, 2 spells, and an item in his hand, thinking about what to do with them, thinking about who they are and what they this is because one of them is a newer one. Blast, not so much. Blast has been around a while, so that's why he's like, you know what? I know this one. I'm just going to use it. So the Graveyard Librarian, he's shooting. He's shooting with the one in his second rank instead of the one in the front, putting some pressure on a Brine Fiend, so use him before I lose him. He'll swing a Jigger roll and fail to connect. Caleb now does not have a character in the second rank, so a little tough to play the Golden Grove, but his Warlord's meant to spend forward anyway, so he'll be able to get there eventually. Now it's a matter of just what does he want to do for his strikes? Does he want to kill a character? Does he want to sit it there? So he's talking himself through some things and decides he's going to take a shot at something, +3. If he's shooting at a Brine Fiend, which, yeah, with that high roll he hits, he decides he wants to kill the Brine Fiend, which banishes it as he kills it. So I think that's probably what he's talking about. It's like, this is counterintuitive to my Warlord. My Warlord wants to remove characters, but not have people remove it. But now that there is no strikes visible on the board, I decide, all right, now's the time for Sturgis to come out. He's already played a blast, so the fact that the chances he'd have another one would be very low. So Sturgis takes the opportunity to come out. The Warlord goes forward, and Sturgis tries to get a 2-for-1 special and hits with a 12 on the trigger roll. That'll give us a react after legal ranks are fixed, and see if we can hit his Librarian again. And no, we cannot. But Sturgis hitting 3 out of 4 strikes so far this match. That's still pretty good. Put my little counter on that he has reacted, because it is a limited order. It also kind of scares people because now they think, wait, is there a way that this guy can perform another melee strike? But Caleb now turns to his boss, the boss lady, moving some characters, taking some shots, trying to clear up a lot of this here. So first he zaps the little mosquito bats over there, and then he'll take another strike probably at the ready Brine Fiend as he's winding up behind me. And he will miss because 8 AC is too strong. He's trying to warm up that dice. Come on, baby. My Warlord gets a riding horse. And now he's looking like, all right, all my actions are off on the board. What else do I got? He's got 2 characters and the Burning Scroll there. He's going to end up putting the Golden Grove there. We got the Burning Scroll queued up, so once he plays it, I'll be able to pull it up here and talk about it. But I decide I need to go forward and do things, because that's what my Warlord does. If I had even one Trogged after moving forward, I could just react, kill my own Trogged, and then get to the front and react again. But he moves a Golden Grove up. I drop Starbinder just to get my little engine going here, marking that he's used Tazian. And Caleb's like, all right, I'm going to play this little Flame Seeker. Actually, let me get that up too. Oh no, it's not a Flame Seeker. What is that card called? I can't see. Alright, we're gonna have to do things the old-fashioned way, folks. We're gonna use filters on the Accordlands, because I am a goofball and cannot remember this card's name. It is Flame Seer. I don't know why it's not coming up. Alright, so where I said Flame Seeker, is it so, oh, it's a Frame Seer. What the hell is a Frame Seer? All right, whatever. I'm not a Flame Seer. This little Seer lady, when she enters play, she does Survey, which is essentially Scry 2, for those who play MTG. But it's a body that lets you look forward. She's also part of the reclusive people, the little spider folks, and Survey is a big component there. So my Brine Fiend's going to take a wound from her. And then I am dropping a Flame Jester. So we got Frame and Flames all up in this joint. What in God's name did I just type in? It wasn't any of the letters that I tried to do. Flame Jester. We got him. He's a nifty little character. Can't start and play, but he has Ward, which means he cannot be targeted by opposing non-strike actions. So the Golden Grove not being able to DC check him means he's safe to come in and take his +3, but great stats for a level 1 drop. So especially in limited play, a lot of decks would drop him just for the extra strike, and he comes in, takes out the Frame Seer. Stupid name. Who named that? Come on, guys. But the Jester makes people laugh, so he's all right. Now Caleb equips the Burning Scroll and then puts it to the side off camera, but luckily you don't have to guess what it does. we will get it up with this high production value. Good old Burning Scroll. It's a great item. Awesome. Like these kind of items are utility for limited formats. Just order, spend it, do a strike. And it also gives you a little attack bonus. But pretty simple, straightforward item. And then my Warlord side, I'm going to spend forward, get a strike off. And I gave myself 3 AC with the Starbinder just in case card in his hand is significant enough to generate a strike. I figured I'm only hitting the Jigger roll, so I'm already coming in at 7 plus. I figured I can risk it and try and roll good. So here we go. He's doing a shot with the Burning Scroll on the Jester. Rolls the dice somewhere off camera, and my Jester stays. So I got another card, new card up in here, and this is a great one. Sneak Attack, just similar to just straightforward, does what it does, but still really good. Level 2 action that lets you perform a +4 melee strike against a spent character. I love that these kind of small little cards exist just to get more offense going. Really helps move sealed decks along. And that just takes out a little character. We got a librarian, and we got Tazian sitting here. So things are looking pretty good for me going into turn 2. Alarin up in the front, but with a failed initiative, Tazian start doing some damage to Gaunt. Let's see. What do we got? Still taking a look. Oh yeah, he's asking about the Burning Scroll, how it has like the +2 with like the fire symbol in the attack axe, and just talking about yeah, it doesn't really do anything. There are some cards that have like resistance and weaknesses, but it's very few and far between. I'm sure we'll see more of it later down the road, but right now it's only only matters for a few cards. So like I'm kind of showing him like my Warlord does poison, but my 4 beats his 2. So I'm sitting here. Do I just attack? Bring him up. Bring him up. I decide I'm going to use my sneak attack on his little guy to do a +4 there, just to kind of keep my attack ready. I want to be able to move back, get the Starbinder going, so I have 3 more attack, and make sure all my rolls hit. Is my thinking here. So force his Warlord up to the front. Caleb's got to think about what we can do here. I think he's removing some characters, take some shots at my Shambling Horror, get a strike off the board. The roll goes off the board. The horror stays. So you can see just by the way he's holding that dice, it did not go very well. Me, on the other hand, I also rolled off camera, but that wound goes on to Tazian. 2 more to go. To his end for answers, he decides to use the Burning Scroll, take a shot, knock off the horrors, move Starbinder forward. My Warlord is going to Swift backwards, trigger the Starbinder, and give me some attack. Play a few actions away from being able to attack. So Caleb looking to see, can he pull a rabbit out of the hat, find something new? He looks and finds a good old trusty blast. Decides to try and take a shot. Nope. I think he missed a blast. I don't know. By the way, I go forward, I react, I swing, and I hit for another wound. So 1 away. He drops a Grim Fray, and I decide my boss has got to do it. +8. 17 will hit, and down it goes. Alarin Gaunt takes it 2-0. So that started off. I don't think Caleb had bad hands. I had really good ones. But just being able to kill all the characters really fast up front was awesome. But that goes with it. So thank you to Caleb for letting me film this. Thank you to everybody for watching. This is the first of many more games that we will be covering, but hopefully you enjoyed this. So until the next time, take it easy. I am now in a black screen because I cut the camera off too fast. So until then, folks, take it easy and enjoy this very lovely production value. Bye bye.